My journey with the English language has been a fascinating one, filled with both triumphs and challenges. As a student, I've come to appreciate the intricate dance between spoken and written words, and the profound impact that listening skills have on language acquisition. In the early stages of my English learning, I was primarily focused on grammar and vocabulary. I spent countless hours memorizing irregular verbs, learning new words, and perfecting my sentence structure. While these were undoubtedly important foundations, I soon realized that they were not enough. I could read and write with a degree of proficiency, but when it came to speaking and understanding spoken English, I struggled. One of my most vivid memories of this period was a particularly embarrassing incident during a class discussion. The teacher had posed a question to the class, and I was eager to share my thoughts. I formulated my response carefully in my mind, but when I opened my mouth to speak, the words stumbled out in a jumbled mess. My classmates exchanged puzzled glances, and I could feel my face flushing with embarrassment. It was a stark reminder of the gap between my written and spoken English skills. Looking back, I can see that my struggles were largely due to my underestimation of listening skills. I had assumed that as long as I knew the grammar and vocabulary, I would be able to understand and communicate effectively. However, listening is more than just hearing individual words, it's about comprehending the meaning behind the words, understanding the speaker's tone and intention, and following the flow of the conversation. As I progressed in my English studies, I became increasingly aware of the importance of listening. I started to pay closer attention to the way native speakers use the language, the rhythm and intonation of their speech, and the subtle nuances in their pronunciation. I realized that listening was not just a passive activity but an active one, requiring concentration, focus, and the ability to process information quickly. To improve my listening skills, I implemented a variety of strategies. One of the most effective was to listen to English language radio and podcasts. By exposing myself to a wide range of accents and topics, I was able to expand my vocabulary and improve my understanding of spoken English. I also started watching English movies and TV shows with subtitles. This helped me connect the sounds of the language with the visual context, making it easier to understand the meaning of what was being said. Another valuable technique was to practice shadowing. This involves listening to a piece of spoken English and repeating it immediately afterward, trying to mimic the speaker's pronunciation, intonation, and rhythm. Shadowing is a great way to improve pronunciation and fluency, as well as to train your ear to recognize and reproduce the sounds of the language. One of my favorite activities for strengthening listening skills was listening to English stories. Stories are a wonderful way to immerse yourself in the language and learn new vocabulary in context. I would often listen to the same story multiple times, paying attention to the different accents and dialects, the emotions conveyed through the speaker's voice, and the overall narrative structure. As I continued to practice my listening skills, I noticed a significant improvement in my ability to understand and communicate in English. I became more confident in my conversations with native speakers, and I was able to follow lectures, presentations, and discussions with greater ease. Listening also helped me to develop a deeper appreciation for the English language, its rich history, and its cultural significance. However, even as I made progress, I encountered new challenges that highlighted the importance of ongoing listening practice. One such challenge was understanding fast-paced conversations. While I could comprehend slower speech, I struggled to keep up with native speakers when they spoke quickly. This led me to realize that listening is not just about understanding individual words but also about following the flow of the conversation and anticipating what the speaker is going to say next. To address this challenge, I started listening to English language news broadcasts and debates. These programs often feature fast-paced discussions, which forced me to focus on the main ideas and key points rather than trying to understand every single word. I also practiced listening to English songs and trying to understand the lyrics. This helped me to train my ear to recognize patterns and rhythms in spoken English. Another challenge I faced was understanding different accents. While I had become accustomed to the American and British accents, I found it difficult to understand speakers from other English-speaking countries, such as Australia, Canada, and Ireland. To overcome this obstacle, I sought out resources that featured a variety of accents, such as English-language news channels from different countries and online language learning platforms. As I continued to practice my listening skills, I discovered the importance of active listening. Active listening involves paying close attention to the speaker, asking clarifying questions, and providing feedback. This not only helps to improve understanding but also shows respect for the speaker and fosters effective communication. One of the most valuable lessons I learned about listening was the importance of patience. Listening is a skill that takes time and practice to develop. There will be times when you struggle to understand what is being said, but it's important to persevere and keep practicing. With consistent effort, you will gradually improve your listening skills and become more confident in your ability to communicate in English. My journey with the English language has taught me that listening is a fundamental skill that is essential for effective communication. It is not just about hearing the words but about understanding the meaning behind them, following the flow of the conversation, and responding appropriately. By developing strong listening skills, I have been able to overcome the challenges I faced in the early stages of my language learning and achieve a level of proficiency that I never thought possible. As I continue to learn and grow as a language learner, I will always remember the importance of listening. It is a skill that will serve me well throughout my life, both personally and professionally. And while there will undoubtedly be more challenges ahead, I am confident that my listening skills will equip me to overcome them and continue to make progress in my English language journey.